And good morning, good morning, good morning. The lighting's still off. I think I got some LED stuff going on here. They're flickering. Welcome, welcome. Morning mindset. I wonder if I can. I'm not messing with anything. Not messing with anything. We're running a little short on time here this morning, but hey, everything is all good, ready to rock and roll. So we're good to go. Let me know. Here's how this works. Morning mindset. When you get in, you let me know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. It's chilly here. It's bright outside, but it's deceiving. It is chilly here. As far as what we have in the cup, sparkling orange Celsius. Not sponsored, should be. Definitely need to be like, yo, what do I get with this? So check in. Let me know, you know, everything's good. And then the most important thing, 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? So we've got white toter transfers that need to get done and go out. We've got HTV that needs to be cut and done. We've got 1,600 sticker order that needs to get going. Invoices, quotes. Those are our most important things that we got going today. So let's check in and see how everybody's doing. And any topics you want to discuss, there's one that's top of my mind right now that we'll talk about here shortly. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. 61 and sunny there in Central Florida. Renee, hi, Chuck. 20, Chicagoland. Supposed to get to 40 today. We are crossing fingers for that. Water in the bottle, coffee in the cup. Barb, good morning to you. It's from north central Minnesota. 15 headed to high of 32. Hot tea in the cup, water in the tumbler. T-Town, how's it going over there in Toledo, Ohio? 26 and cold. A glass of OJ to get me going. Barb's 5 things. She's got invoicing, quotes, DTF, finish up projects, and look at new features in the Wilcom DE software. Ooh, new features are always fun, aren't they? And she's giving her hellos to Chuck, Renee, and Tim. Renee is doing the same. Jeff, good morning to you. Chilly and sunny there in Northern Kentucky. Diet Coke in his mug. 5 things. Pack orders, mail orders, work on finishing new product, work on wrestling t-shirt design, and clean. Very, very nice. Curtis, or Chuck, he's given his good mornings as well. Renee, Barb, and Tim, because right below that was Curtis. Morning. What do you think of the OMTech lasers? I think they're good lasers. All of them are, reach edge Chinese ones. Their support is a little lacking from what I've been told, but if you're in the groups, that's where you're going to get most of your support from. You're going to get most of everything that you need from the groups. So I wouldn't have a problem with them, especially on that budget that it is for it. Jerry, good morning to you. And Barb, what's new over there? I've hatched. Maybe I got it too. Ooh, maybe. All right. So, couple things on my agenda. I don't know if anybody had seen I posted the link for it about the gal who got sued for the $250,000 for selling, what was it, 18 Luke Combs tumblers. Anybody seen that on TikTok, on Facebook, on the news, anything like that? Right? Said that she, didn't know, as she's showing in the video, a ghost-faced one, and she said, that she just got served, and she didn't get served. She got the lawsuit filed against her. It was in her junk email. She has a judgment. Case is closed, and her Amazon account is locked, so she's not able to do anything. Did everybody catch that? Okay. Well, update on story, and this is. I do know how I feel about it. I think it's a crock. 100%. I think it's a crock. Because as the story went viral, everybody started tagging Luke Combs on it, which is okay. Let's tag him in it, whatever, saying, he's rich enough. He should feel ashamed of himself, yada, yada, yada. Well, come on, folks. Let's think about this. If you have a copyright, and you have to defend it. If you don't defend it, then you don't have a copyright. There's no reason to do any of that. There's no reason to have anything copyrighted, trademark, if you're never going to defend it. And if you're going to let people do it, well, then, hey, that just opens you for it. So Luke issued a response this morning and said that he had no clue about this, that they have a company and they're supposed to go after international multi-million-dollar companies that are going to his stuff, not these everyday people. So he talked to her, and he's gonna get everything dropped and taken care of. He's gonna make sure that she doesn't know that. She's got 5,000 locked up in her Amazon account, which right there, if you've got 5,000 Amazon sales, you know what you're doing, right? You know what you're doing. So she's got 5,000 locked up in Amazon sales. He's going to go ahead and double that and give it to her. So he's giving her 11,000. And then on top of that, he said that, since it's all over a tumbler, he's going to make a tumbler today. And then all the proceeds from that are going to her. Okay, so what kind of precedent does that set? Anybody can go ahead and do whatever you want for Luke Combs, because all you have to do is, if you get anything, you go back to this. Well, hey, he said it was okay for her. Why is it not okay for me? Doing something like this, I think that it is a total crock. I think dropping it, what would have been, very nice of him to be like, hey, you learn your lesson. You're not going to do it again, right? No, instead, I'm going to reward you. I'm going to reward you for stealing. I'm going to let you go ahead and keep your money that you're going to get from those sales, your $380. I'm going to let you, your 5,000 that's locked up in Amazon. You'll get that once all this is settled. I'm going to give you 11,000 on top of that, and then I'm going to sell a tumbler, and you're going to get all the proceeds to it. So not only are you going to steal from me, but now I'm going to reward you for stealing from me and give you more. I don't see how this plays out. How is this good for anybody that is legit in this? Because especially on this, I mean, like right now, what is stopping any of us from doing anything Luke Combs? I mean, part of me is just like, do it, go for it. This is your precedent. Here's what he has. This is what he said. This is everything that he did. These are the only people he was going after. So if you ever get anything, all you have to do is have that on file and be like, well, it was fine for her, and he said it was, and he said he was only going after these. So why can't I do it? I mean, what are your thoughts on this? Like, this is like just complete mind-boggling to me. Like, what is the point of having, having anything registered to have a legal leg to stand on? And in the same thing, going after these multi-million national companies, can't they file the same thing that says, well, he's not defending it against her, and he pretty much said that, hey, if you're not a $1 million company, that you're fine doing it. So what does that do for us? So this is like right now, think of all the ones that are being there. Grinch all over the place. Every place, is Grinch. Whether it's the Grinch hand ornaments that seem to be huge this year, whether it's the Grinch photo shoots, now you're seeing, the people that are pulling the trifecta, where actually it's more of the trifecta, because they're getting like 4 things in it. I've seen the Grinch that is wearing a Carhartt coat and like a Cowboys beanie and drinking a Starbucks drink. So they're hitting them all. But how does this set up? Like, where is this really going with it? I just want your thoughts on it, because I just can't believe it. I'm blown away by the response from this. So T-Town said, I got embroidery, and making a Michigan shirt that says "Boo," but it pays the bills. And I'm not only using the words. I don't think they can fall into not allowed. Michigan Boo. I think you're fine. But hey, right now with this, what do you? This changes a lot of things, because how the precedent is going to be set and what people think. Hey, if it went for this, does it go for that? It's crazy out there. Jerry said, seems a bunch of folks are in trouble with copyright issues. Yeah. If you're doing something you don't own, that's a risk you take. And anybody that says otherwise, that I'm just doing it for myself, doing it for friends, hey, you can still get hit with that, right? You're like us when we did the tumblers. It was kind of that, we're like, is this a gray area? Because we're giving everything away. We bought the fabric. We're not selling it. Where's that gray area to decide on? And I said, well, I guess, if Disney comes after me for it, I'm going to say, well, this is to make up for one of the worst cruises I've ever been on in my life, with no compensation back on that. So we have that. I'm just, I don't know. I'm at a loss right now. I thought her Amazon account wasn't locked. She can still sell, but all the money goes to pay for the submittal. Either way, just don't do it. So her Amazon, she could sell everything that she'd sell. It would just go to the judgment. So she had $5,000 sitting there in Amazon. So just think about that. She had $5,000 in sales, in revenue, after Amazon has taken their cut, sitting in there. So how much did she sold? Because Amazon gets a cut of that. This isn't just some small potatoes thing where I'm just like, oh, I just made a tumbler. So yeah, I don't know. How does Amazon not get dinged for this as well? Because they're a third-party system. When you sign up to sell on Amazon, you're basically relinquishing them from any wrongdoing, because you're saying that you have the rights for everything up there, that you're taking full responsibility of it. In fact, there's a couple in the transfer business. there's quite a few that have those, like us. Do you have the rights for this file? We're going to re-update those so everything, hey, it relinquishes us of all liability, because there's a lot of stuff that we have no clue. I don't know if you're doing a logo for a friend down the street, or if that's a multi-billion-dollar business that's in your backyard. I don't know. So it's to protect us, and that's how, in that same instance, it's to protect them. It's the same with Etsy. It protects Etsy. Etsy says, hey, here's our terms and conditions. This is what you're going to do, and we can shut you down at any time. It's the same thing. So somebody issues a letter to us, here's all the information on the person, here's the stuff, we're cutting them off and being done with it. So I think that's how it works there. Tim, Hatch doesn't have the new Wilcom 4.E DE version goodies. DE is the digital version, and the dongle is not needed. I have Hatch 3 also, so it's good to know that. Jerry says, I live in Ohio. OSU is easy to copy. Get asked to do it weekly. I don't. And I don't do copyrighted anything. Yeah, and it's such a thing. Like we did. So we're doing a store for the University of Illinois right now. Right? Like, cool. It's for one of their extension offices. They buy shirts for their employees. And one of the things like this year, we're like, here's the cost of the shirt. They're going to buy everybody a shirt, but then they're going to give them that voucher that they can either apply to a shirt or a hoodie, t-shirt, whatever, anything else that's in there. And so they sent us the letter that says we're good to go with it. But, and that's for a public university. Here it is, it's not like we're selling to the masses. We're creating a store just for them. But, it's cool to say that we're printing for the U of Illinois, but that's all we can print is just that thing, just for what's been approved by them, what they've got everything taken care of. There's no changes, no nothing to be made on it. So it is tough. Yeah. It totally, I think it 100% sets that bad precedent. It has to. Yeah. That the fake crying with it, that I didn't know, I just don't know. Like, you knew what you were doing. Like, anybody that is doing this, if you know how to sell on Amazon, what you're doing is wrong. Like, can we agree on that? Like, if you were smart enough to figure out how to sell on Amazon, you are in plenty of craft groups. You know how this works. You just didn't think you're going to be caught. And now here's your sob story. And now, granted, the way that this happened, you got to think they are not obligated to send you C&D. Not any. No, they do it out of courtesy, and they don't have to. They can just say, "Yep, here's the lawsuit. Sorry, I don't need to send you anything. Why am I wasting my money and my time to do that when I should just go straight after you and then make you at least pay the court cost for everything?" So, and the people saying, that she should have got this, she should have got this, she just not did it. Like, I don't understand. Like, when you do things and you get caught, fess up to it. Don't play stupid with it, because stupid's not a thing. But apparently it is now, and apparently because of this, how many tens of thousands of dollars is she going to get out of this? Let's be honest. He's given her 11,000. She's already got 5 in Amazon, so that's good. So she's already made $11,000 this morning, because he's going to say, he said, "Yep, I know you got that locked up. It was like 5,500, whatever. I'm going to give you, I'm going to double it and give her this." So $11,000 she's getting right there. And he's going to create another Tumblr. He's going to create a Tumblr and sell that, as official merch, and all the proceeds from that she's going to get. So what is she going to make come out of this? $25,000, if not more, for stealing? Like, I'm just not sure. She's getting rewarded for it, right? Yeah, and Jerry says the same thing. I agree. She's getting rewarded for stealing. He did a nice thing but went too far. Absolutely. He could have just said, "Hey, we knocked this all down. She's being told not to do it. Here's what it is. We're dropping everything else." And everybody would be fine with that. He went above and beyond, and now has set the precedent that, go ahead, print away Luke Combs stuff. Hell, I might do it today. I just might say, "Hey, we're going to start doing this because it's okay for everybody else," right? He said this. I'm not a multi-million-dollar company. Why can't I do it? Tell me why. You already said it was okay for her. I'm assuming it's okay for me because you went in a public forum. You said this is what you did, and I'm expecting the same thing to happen to me because we're as equals. So I need more. I need more. And let's see. Hi, Free and Brian from Barb, and back Jeff to Barb. And yeah, I agree. With the fake crying is awesome. George, good morning to you. And here is Cindy's, "As a former paralegal, my mind is blown. Taylor Swift Taylor Swift went after Etsy sellers 8 to 10 years ago for using her phrases, and people were on her side. This whole thing is weird. Absolutely. Like, had he came out and said, "Hey, we're going after everybody. Like, you're pulling money out of, because it's not, they think, oh, you're pulling money out of the artist's pocket." Well, yes, but not as much as what you think. Do you think the artist is sitting here making all this? No, they are contracting this out. They're getting, a fraction of what that sale price is, and the rest of it is going to whoever's doing the printing. So you're taking money out of those printers' mouths. You're taking money out of those families' mouths. You're taking money out of everybody before it even gets to him. And regardless if he needs it or not, he's got a trademark on it, right? He owns that. He should, he has to defend it. And saying, "I'm not defending it. I'm in fact rewarding her, using it." It's so weird, and I'm just mind boggled by it. And T-Town says, really don't mess with selling things like trademark things. I only do it for myself, and if I do it, I don't post about it. And I mean, that's some great advice there. I'm not saying that I have never made stuff for ourselves and our friends and our family, because that would be a lie to you, like 100%. What I say, have we ever sold it? Had we before? Yeah. And it wasn't playing the stupid card. It was like, here, this is what somebody wanted. Yep, we can go ahead and do that. And as the business grew, it's like, shh, we can't do that. It's going to affect the business. It's going to affect the way that we do it. They can come in and take everything. Yeah, it's just not worth it. Sure as hell not post it. Jesus, that's the worst. Is like when you go through and you see, like, what was it, last week or the week before, that TikTok was banning accounts and holding funds for people who were selling this. It's like, where's the line drawn with it? And I don't want any of that. I'm just off, and I don't want to mess around with it. And yeah, she's Taylor Swift's on different rules, and that was 8 to 10 years ago. And that's like, even now, like, if it would have came out the other way that he was doing this, I think people would be right behind him for it. Juan, good morning to you. I was in your neck of the woods last night for my grandbaby's 3-year-old birthday at Happy Joe's. Oh, which one? Jungle Bungle. Did you go Jungle Bungle in Davenport? Jungle Bungle's where you need to go if you're going to go to Happy Joe's. That's the one to go to. So, and you need to go on Monday and Tuesday nights. That's family night. So last night was Tuesday night. Yeah, Tuesday night, family night. Yeah, I don't even know what day it is here anymore. It's really throwing it off. Oh, we just got what? We got to get through this week. My goal is to have all DTF caught up by Friday and out. And besides the orders that are coming in right now, and then next week is going to be like 75% all finishing up orders that stores closing, stuff coming in, and getting that other stuff, the stuff for the family stuff. I really need to get on that next week. And Alex, they've done knockoffs in the past. They send you cease and desist letters 2 or 3 times, certified, before they go after you. So no, just stop. And here's the thing: is they don't have to. Like, we have a friend who is actively, defending her patents on things, and it's like, spending tens of thousands of dollars, to go after people. You're spending thousands of dollars every time you have to meet with your lawyers to have them send out the stuff. And like, why even send it out? Like, just go after them. Like, if it's you're losing money on that. And I don't think people realize that there's a lot of money that's being lost on it. T-Town says, so on this note, I hate when I run out of thread and have to rethread a machine. I hate when I don't pay attention, it runs out on me. Is there any kind of like sensor or anything that lets you know when it's getting low? I seen somebody that and I'm sure this can be applied to just about anything that has stuff like that, where they had taken what the hell was it? Ink, maybe? Because it was a bulk ink system in black, they really couldn't tell where it was without actually looking every time. So what they did was they had a scale with an alarm, and those little those friction pads or whatever the hell that was able to weigh through it. So it was underneath there, and they sent the thresholds on the sensors that once it got below this, to go ahead and alarm to let them know that it was low. So it was basically, the low link alarm, instead of having, a float in it, which you could do that too, but not on thread. But it was a weight thing. So when this much weight was off of it, okay, it's going to let you know. So, Tim, you're good at making stuff. I think you can make that too. It's an exercise in patience. So it just means another reason I don't want to have but I don't want an embroidery machine. But it was only his face, right? You can copyright your own face. No, it was his face. I have to go back and look at that, but it was basically a collage, and it said Luke Combs all over it, and it had his face on it. But yeah, I mean, it had his name and his face on it. So I don't know. What about the other? Yeah, that's the thing. What about the other merch that she was selling? But right there on the thing, the first thing she says, and this is Ghostface. Like, there's another violation, and you're clearly not caring. Um, he does nothing. The general public hates him. He helps her. He ruins his legal precedents. Absolutely, and he did help her, like 100%. Like, he could have just said, "Hey, we're gonna work something out with this. Okay, yeah, it should have went this way, and it didn't happen this way. So she knows now. But instead, I'm gonna reward her. I'm gonna reward her right before Christmas with $10,000, and I'm gonna create a product, and she's gonna get all the profit. Like, just dry. It's so off the wall there. uh and Cindy said he's opened himself up for potential lawsuits. Somebody took the picture and made the graphic she put on those cups and isn't being consistent. They could still get this is good still get uglier. Yeah, like, absolutely. Like, there's so much with it where he just said, okay, because to me, as a decorator, and I know that Luke Combs is a hot topic issue and things that he does and says and things, but I'm not going to do any of that. Well, now does this change your thought process on that? By him saying this to her and giving her permission and saying, "Oh, hey, sorry about that. It should have never happened to you. We were only supposed to go after national, international, multi-million dollar customers, whatever it is. You know, does that now open up the door, and um, did it just now open up the door for all of us to be able to say, yeah, we can do it? Like, I don't know. The one in Moline. So you went to the little one. You went to the little one right there on 16th Street, across from Wharton. Yeah, that's just right up the hill from us. So not well, I mean, other side of town, but right up the hill from us. If you do it again, the Moline one is the little one. I prefer either Jungle Bungle, or you might as well just head out to Milan and do the buffet one out there, because it's got a Happy Joe's, and it's got the Rudy's Tacos in it. It also has a decent game room, and in the spring through fall, they have mini golf outside. So, just fun facts if you're back over here. Corey said we need to sell some stuff and come up there because she has a hankering from Carlos O'Kelly's. So maybe we'll have to head up there this weekend. Yeah, it is a no-win situation, but it could be. It could have just been like Kim just stopping it and saying, "Hey, yep, a C&D should have been issued. We're clearing that part up of it." She knows that she can't sell it because of this. Okay, but to reward her for it, like, that's the thing that really gets me. Like, rewarding her for it. What does that set for everybody? I'm gladly listening. Be glad you're busy. Well, I'm glad I'm busy, but I'm not at the same time, because there's just a lot of things that can go wrong here. And just those, stuff can go wrong quickly. And so to get through this, then I'll be looking on the other side. We've got stuff set up for next year already. We did not hit our goals for this year. Next week we've got Sarah on, and we're going to talk using Canva to create content for your business. And then the week after that is we're going to talk, our goals, our end of year goals. Here's what the goals set for this year. Did we hit them? Did we accomplish anything? Did we do what we want? And that's a big fat no from us. There's a lot of things we didn't do, so we'll talk about that. And then we will also put the links out there for to set the goals, because that'll be the first show of 2024 on Tuesday with Todd. Is goal setting. What are we doing for the year? And then what we'll do is, I think monthly we'll take the first Wednesday of every month on Morning Mindset. We'll revisit those goals. Here's your stuff on it. We'll calendar it out. So here's your goals. If you want a quarterly goal, a monthly goal, whatever, and we'll revisit those and see where everyone is on it, because I think that will help keep us on track. We had a tough year this year. While sales were good, they weren't where it needed them to be. They have declined the last quarter. We know the reason that they declined, and so that's where we have to really ramp up our marketing stuff, which that's why we're doing things in 24 to do that. And then there was just issues taking time off, taking 10 days off this time of year, having DTF issues that we're trying to get caught up from. That doesn't help. There's a lot of things that didn't help, and we're gonna do the best and keep pushing forward. That's all we can do. Um, Alex is being a former musician. It's all the middlemen. The Live Nation is making all the money, and that's who's suing you. And that's the thing is, yeah, the people don't make the money, right? It's those middle people, that who the promoters, the merch companies, all of that. They're getting all their piece before they're getting, the artist is getting fractionals of stuff. So get it. Do you have a tracking method for your DTF? I think I get it after it's sent, but wondering if you had a process I can check during the whole thing. Go on Shopify, and it should give you the status of there. I think I have that turned on. I'll go double check though. I'll go double check, and then we'll get there. We'll get it there. I knew I was almost out, but typing in here, I didn't check. See, that's what happens. Rye, good morning to you. And Free says, my 3D printers have a filament runout sensor that will stop the prints. Nothing like that for thread. I don't know. I think there are ones like beforehand, maybe like in the Spangle machine, because that's the closest thing that I can attribute it to, is you had everything on the reel, and then it had sensors, and it had a sensor and a sensor on the top. So when it went past that sensor, it would stop, because if it got past that sensor, then you had to re-loop the whole damn thing, and it sucked because you had to pull out the cartridge and you're trying to reset everything there. If you caught it beforehand, you could do it and feed it through, but if not, it was such a pain to do. And there was a couple times where the sensor decided not to work, and the only reason I knew is because you could tell a difference when I was punching out and hitting with something being there and without it being there. And man, it sucked. But how much is Luke Combs making through ticket sales because of this? I don't know. I mean, he's with this one, nothing so far, but at the same time, while it looks great for him, at the same time, it doesn't. I bet his lawyers were like, don't, because this is what you're going to do. And he's like, I'm going to do what I want, because that's what he does. So how does that put out there? He's in Taylor. Don't feel his sales are bonkers enough to make it worthwhile. And I like his music. I think there's always somebody wanting to buy something, and so if you're able to do it, why not? Why not, right? And Renee says, "Looks like Luke Combs Christmas for all of us. Get those creative juices flowing, folks." Yeah, like why can't you? Why can't? Oh, the Milan one. That's right. I was sorry. The Coal Valley one, not Milan. The Milan one is just. Is there Milan Happy Joe's? There's a Milan Happy Joe's. Oh, there. And Barb says, I don't think threading is hard. I use a thin wire that came with the machine to feed the thread through the tube or shoot it through with canned air. I have seen that. And I don't know why it fascinates me to see that. Then a matter of feeding it through the tension guides. Don, good morning to you. Todd, I have a question for you. What is your approach on selling yourself to new business, to sell your business and your brand and their abilities to them? So you're wanting to, and if you Facebook user, I don't know who you are, so let me know. Remember, Facebook and Streamer don't always play nice together. So when that happens, you become a Facebook user. But you can go to fatdadlive.com. That will get you into the YouTube channel. And while you're there, we'll be able to see it. So let's get back to, let's go back to that. Okay, there's a question, how your approach to sell yourself to new business. So that's on that marketing side. Like for us, whether that's ads in person, I would say a good chunk of our business for new people come from referrals. So that's the first thing is, if we're able to get referrals from people because they're being referred to us by somebody else who has used us with success and had a good experience, a great product, everything fell into place. So it's worked well for them. So they said, hey, yep, we can go ahead and, let's give them a shot. And the experience went well. Now, there's other times where if we're going out to get sales, you just have to come up with your presentation. Like for us, here's things that we've done in the past. Here's things we do. When somebody says something about a fundraiser, we're like, hey, listen, this is the ones that we've done it for. You can reach out to this organization, this group, this school. Schools are one where it's a tough one to get into if you're on the school side of things. because it's it's not necessarily who you know, it's who you blow, right? Like the schools are tough because they're a tight knit thing, and even in ours, even being part of the school, it took us 3 years to print anything for the school, and even in those 3 years, we were printing stuff for the teachers. We weren't doing anything for the PTA. So this is the first year we've actually got to do something for the PTA. Prior to this, it was always the school was asking us to do things for teachers, was asking us to do things for an event, and this year we got the spirit wear. So trying to get in there, it was just staying persistent with it. You're going to present yourself, your product, what you do. You're going to do your best to be you. At the end of the day, they can buy a shirt from anybody, right? They're buying you. So what are you providing better than the next person? What is setting yourself apart from them? So there's a lot of factors that go into it, and yeah, it's that. I think that's in a nutshell. Pilar, good morning to you. Normal Pilar, not TRW Pilar. So that means she can talk some smack on here. Barb, my tech trainer, when I first purchased a multi-needle, had me thread it from scratch a few times. So I'm comfortable with threading multi-needles from scratch. Barb's just a machine. Like, there it is. Don says, I've been trying to go live for days, just too scared. Don, just do it. Like, just hit the button. Go live, right? Go live. That's all you have to do. T-Town says, I was just watching a thumbnail YouTube video. I'll share it in the group. I watch this guy for drone things, but get an expert on to talk about. Ooh, yeah, share away. I love when people do that. And look at all these back and forth. Don saying hi to Pilar. Jeff saying hi to Pilar. Don hi to Barb. Another hi to Pilar. Pilar's head's getting big. I can see it. And hey, Don. And T-Town says, I'm a pro at threading it now. I've had to do it more than I want to admit. I don't blame you. I won't say how many times on that on DTF I have yet to have film run out because there's the sensor and I know what I'm looking for, but it scares me because everything else, like, it has a sensor. Like anything else that we do has a sensor. Now there has been times we've all played that gamble on the HTV. Is it enough? And you don't hit the button, so it runs all the way through to see if it can fit. You're like, I think there's enough here. Let's just send it. And then you see it get to the edge, and you're like, oh, I don't know if there's enough. And it gets past the sensor, and it tells you it's out of the area. Do you want to continue? And you're like, yeah, let's continue and see if I can make it. Sometimes you make it. A lot of times you don't. I've done that way more than I would care to admit. Don's starting an online boutique. Awesome, Don. So go live and tell us about it. And Don, if you feel more comfortable, just go live in the group. We'll let you go live in there, and you can feel comfortable about it and say what you want to say. And Barb said, to me, the multi-needles could have sensors. My Husqvarna sewing machine does. Once you have 18 inches left on the bobbin, it pops up a notification on the screen. I would think so. I would think there's some sensors that could let you know, like, when you're getting low. I would assume so. Was chatting with our track coach, and they have a list of approved vendors that they can buy from. Well, and so that's the other thing, is reach out to the school district, because each one is different. But like in our area, they're public schools, so there are no rules to who can print and can't print. Now they do have preferred vendors, and so like on the coaches side of things, there are people that they have to use for things because it was somebody who maybe signed a contract with the school for all the football stuff, all the things like that. Like for us on the Junior Maroons, we got part of it. We've got we got the spirit wear side of it. We didn't in the personalization, but we didn't get the whole shebang, which is fine. It's just the way it is. But on some of the other things, the individual groups, like for us, it was cross country, it was chess, it was swimming, and it was girls basketball. Those ones didn't have a lot of support, and so they could go to whoever. So why we couldn't do the jersey side of it, we could do the warm-up gear, we could do the spirit wear, we could do things like that, no problem for them. So reach out to the school board. For us, we're lucky enough where we have one of our friends that we went to high school with is now our assistant superintendent. And so we reached out to him, like 5 years ago and said, hey, how's this work? He goes, now we can't tell everybody to use you, but what we can do is there's no, you have to use this company. Anybody can use anybody. So that's what we did. And that's when we reached out to the other ones, and it was all the same thing in our area for it. And let's see, what do we got here? Barb said, too funny, just went through the mail. There are a few from customers and a couple mentioned Merry Christmas to my dog. Very nice. Do you include your dog in marketing stuff, Barb? Is that what you do? Making the post now. Sweet. Angela, good morning to you. Pilar, got in here late. Ready for the craft tolls to feel justified in ripping off trademarks and copyright. Yeah. Especially Luke Combs. Do what you want when you want, and go from there. I mean, that's all you really can do, right? Because Luke Combs said it was okay, so I'm going to do with it. Alex, the only thing I don't like about dealing with schools is it takes them so long to pay. Not mine. I'm pay up front, buddy. And then we do the team stores on it, and they pay there. So we have one school that it does. They pay out on the 13th every month. So like if we did something today for them, right? It's not going to pay out until the next meeting, which is the 13th of next month. So if we did something today, it's not going to get paid out there. If we did something yesterday and we had an invoice yesterday and they took it to the meeting, then it would get paid out. So we have that time frame of how quick something can get there. So we do have one of those that we deal with. So it was something that, hey, we don't normally do it this way, but we can. Anything that we do spiritware side, all that stuff is paid up front. And why is that? Because it's all ran through the parents. The parents are the ones who are paying for everything. We have it online. They pay for the product. Then we can cut the check to the school. On even bulk orders for the school, a lot of the stuff like we've done, like teacher stuff, it's one of those. They'll put up an order form, they'll collect the money, and we just swap and we drop stuff off. So it's kind of that same thing. There's not a big leeway with it. When we've done field day shirts for it, we've set up the site, sent home the papers, and then we went ahead and ordered stuff. Because we don't know how much we're doing, they collect money, they bring it in, and then we get the money and then order from it. So it's how you want to set it up. If you want to be the school's credit card, go for it, right? If not, say, well, how do you pay for anything else? Like, as a school, like you have a grounds crew and they need gas for the lawnmower. Do you just go to the gas station and say, yo, I'll pay in this next month? No, you put it on the credit card. So put on my credit card. A lot of them have spending limits that they can do, anything up to $500, right? So there's times with one particular one where it was like, here, we'll just send it in 3 different parts, so here is this, and we broke the order up into 3 different parts. So each order had its own invoice, and we were able to get paid that way with it beforehand. A lot of times just reach out to them and be like, hey, what's this? And if you do have to offer them terms, what happens after those terms? If it isn't paid in 30 days, there's an X amount of percentage fee that's added on top of this, So, always talk to them. Another hey to Pilar. Jerry said, I'm also afraid to go live. I'm afraid of what will happen tech-wise. Jerry, you have watched this show long enough to know anything can happen tech-wise, right? And what do? We just plow on through it. Just keep plowing. That's all we can do. So you just do it. You eventually, even that, I still get times when I don't want to do it. I get scared to do it. Something's going to screw up. Something's going to happen. I have a lot of that feeling when I'm on with other people. Like when we have Bob on. Is everything going to work right on his end? When anytime I bring anybody on, it's like, is the camera placement going to work? Is it going to freeze up? Is anything going to happen here? So it does. It still freaks me out, but it doesn't freak me out as much as doing a standalone video, which I completely failed this month at posting daily content video. I didn't make it a priority. I said, yep, okay, I'm going to do it and try to. And by like day 5, it's so much other stuff going on. And I'm like, I need to get this stuff done. And I couldn't justify taking the hour to make that 10-minute video to do this. And I just kept pushing it off and say, okay, well, I'll do 2 tomorrow. And then it was 3, and then it was there. And I just, no. Now I need to set up a schedule and be like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do it once a week. We're going to push it out from there. And I think that's the best way to do. And I need to plan a little bit better, because if I knew in December that we're going to do a video a day, well, hey, and I'm doing videos anyway, well, maybe now I can just take a day and record a bunch of stuff, and then there's 7-8 videos, so there's content that I can just load up. So that's going to be kind of the goal for next year, is take a day where at least half of it is just filming of things, creating content, and then being able to push the rest of the stuff out. So that way, yep, I can film this, and then I just have it in the bucket to be able to use it. If you get caught, Pilar, just cry. That's all you do. That's all you do. Craft holes. The world's full of them, man. The high school has a list that the coaches pick and reach out to make whatever they need. So there you go. Is that and you're on that list, aren't you? Alex says, what software system you use to build the spirit stores? Current system is Equid, because that's what we have Corey's site set on. So we do most on the Fat Dad side of things. We do all of the wholesale stuff. There are a few team stores that we keep on there because they've been there for years and it's just easy for me to turn them on. But for the most part, we have everything over on Corey's site, which is an Equid site. Now, going into next year, I do believe we will finally make the jump to Chipley because it's just going to make sense. I think I need to be able to sit in with somebody and just watch them how they do it, because like last year at Long Beach, I thought I had a good handle, but you really couldn't do anything. Internet was so bad. That's what they needed to work for. They were still working on stuff, and I was just like, I just don't know about it. But I know a lot of people that are having really good success with it. With their system, you pay that $1,000 onboarding fee, which we have a discount for. So it's only $500 to be able to do. So there's that, and then I think they get 3% of every sale. But the way that their system works is it streamlines a lot of things, makes things faster, makes building stores out a lot easier, and it just would streamline that process. So with that, I could take Corey's store down to to a lot, to a lot of smaller things, doing things, and then it would just be that. So that's where it's at with it. We can also use Shopify because we're switching our site over to Shopify. We're still making sure everything is good with DTF before I go and add more products on there. These are all things that we're migrating over. This will be our last month on MailChimp because their prices got ridiculous, and I'm already using the system there with Bob, so I just need to push everything over and out through there. So if you are in our system, look for emails to start coming out for that. In fact, when Bob and I on our next one, we decide on the 9th, where we're talking that using AI to reach your goals, we're going to show, because this stuff is going to start happening on our website here this week, and to show, here's why you get in our system. We have the customer, what did he call it, reactivations, where it's like, hey, are we still good? Is there anything we can help you with? An email out for that, asking for reviews. One of the things that we're looking to create in the next year is that system is going to be able to integrate. If you have a Shopify store, it's going to be able to integrate with it. So that's awesome. We're going to be able to give you a template for, a year's worth of newsletters. So you sign up with our marketing. Guess what? Here's your template for newsletters. You put this information in here. We're able to give you the content for it. And there you go. Here's the base of it. You can create it from here. So every month, you at least have one email going out to your customers. Now, can we set something up where here's, 52 emails that you should send out weekly? Yeah. And so that's the thing, is we're going to build upon that. So if you are a current part of that system, all that stuff that's coming, you get for free when you sign up. Anything in the future comes for free. So you're locked in with it. We'll make sure to go from there. If it can go wrong, as happened, Todd, 1,000%. 1,000%. Employer says, local baseball team gives me their budget and asks me to give them whatever I can. I finally give them 3 different options with different quantities of hoodies and shirts. And that's the other thing. Like when it comes to team things, we have some where, they think $20 is a lot for a t-shirt. Or in other ones, they're paying $150 for a hoodie. So we say, hey, what kind of budget do you want to stick with? Because we can hit on that value friendly. We never say cheap. We can hit on that value friendly, and we can hit on that high end. We also need to know, how much do you want to make? Do you want to go a percentage base or a fixed amount? Now, we have switched. In the past, we had always done a percentage amount. So the more they sold, the more they made. The problem with this is it does kind of get a little confusing when you're trying to hold back on orders, what's going with this. So just setting it as a dollar amount. And this is when it comes into, everybody, what are you paying out for, for a shirt? Are you paying $1? Are you paying $2, $3, $5? Are you paying more for, hoodies? Are you paying less for that? So that's a question that I should ask in the group too. What is everybody doing for that? Because we can do a whole show on, and we probably will. We'll do a whole show next month just on, setting up team stores, things like that. I think we can definitely do that again. I hate the way I look now. I missed Xmas sales. Oh, I'm fat. In fact, I missed the boat on all of our laser ornament stuff that we were going to do. There was just way too much going on, and it did not become a priority. So I'm right there with you, Don. I've made 21 videos over 13 days, and T Town runs two businesses, so I need to quit bitching. Right? I'm a little bitch because I can't make a video. T Town way better than me because, yeah, nope. And I think that's because of the setting that I have. Is I use the web camera here, and that's having Rye do his behind the scenes video where I'm like, oh yeah, I should just get that GoPro 10, and it has the two cameras on both sides, and use that and be good to go with it. Of course, I don't want to spend the real money on it, so I'm gonna look and see if I can find one cheaper. But yeah, I need to get on that, and it was nice, right? And I'm not on the list. They never added me after saying they were twice now, and so that's the thing is like, how do you reach out to them, right? Be like, what do I do? Hey, you told me I was on this list. What do I need to make sure that I'm actually on this list to be able to do it? How is it updated? Is it a school board thing you need to get in front of? Is it a PTO, PTA thing you need to get in front of? Is there a booster club? Who do you need to get in front of to make that happen? Level Up QC is Corey's site. Level Up QC, and I think I'm not sure if there's any stores that are open on it right now, to be honest with you, or not, because I think we closed everything on Friday, so that way we could have everything back out to them by Christmas. So I'm not sure if there's anything up there or not. I understand if someone is just getting started with online selling, what are your top three options? Online selling. Define online selling. Are you selling a wearable product, or are you selling a hard good product? So, a soft good or a hard good. On top three products, is going to be your t-shirt, your hoodie, and then throw in what there. Do you feel more comfortable with a crew neck? Do you feel with a long sleeve? Do you want to throw a hat in there? What is it on that? A hard goods tumblers. Hey, you can't go wrong with a laser engraved tumbler or sublimation tumbler. Those are always good sellers for everyone, and they're for each organization. Now, with that, when it comes to the organization, maybe there's certain things that would sell there. You wouldn't put golf merch in a football store, and you wouldn't put football stuff in a golf store. So, knowing what the client wants, what they have on branding, like when we do some of the stuff for our local pet rescue. What we'll do is here's the other stuff, but then we'll also throw in things like the dog collars, the leashes, the bowls, the pet pads. Here are some other things that go with it because that's what pet owners would buy. So it's just trying to, it's reading the audience and knowing what to put out there for it. Let's see. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Tim's on it, man. I don't even know what to tell him. Like, crushing it, man. Just crushing it. Don, you don't have to show yourself in live. Show your product. Stand behind the cam. You really don't have to. And anymore with AI, we can create AI Don, and AI Don can do all the work for you. You can do the video voiceovers. You can have somebody else's voice there. You can do everything, but you don't have to be on camera. So just do it. So see, yeah, if your personality sells, Don, yes, get on the camera and do it. Like me, I think people buy from us because I'm pretty real. I'm right here. You see me 3 times a week. You know the ups and the downs. And we haven't turned any marketing on for a while. We will next year because there's goals I need to hit, and marketing is going to make that happen. True, but if you need to get used to doing lives, it's a start. Get the jitters out and slowly work your way. Yeah, 100%. Video talk, and you don't need to be on like this. What have we been on here now? Almost an hour. You don't need to be on an hour. You can be on 2-3 minutes, and that's all it takes for you. Yes, see, just do it. I tried to double click on that last comment and like it free. Well, yeah, make sure that you're liking these videos. The algorithm likes when it sees lives that people are turning into. So make sure to like and subscribe and comment, team replay, do all that stuff because it really, really does help out. And Jeff says, I'm working on AI photo right now for sure. Man, AI is going to change the way that we do stuff. Brian had sent me a video a couple days ago about Google's new Gemini. If you weren't sure about AI before, watch the video on that because they're dropping something today too, aren't they, Brian? If Brian's still here, he'll let me know. But I think they're dropping something today, another part of it, and geez, it's going to be a great thing. And think about this too. If you're looking at any of the AI experiences, like ChatGPT is pretty much the king right now, right? The Google Bard Gemini is comparable, if not a little better. At least that's what's being advertised as. But when it comes to the two things, I think I would go Google, just for the reason being is if I'm going to create content and I need it to be seen, where does that happen with? Well, like with this, YouTube, that's a Google product. Reviews, Google. Search, Google. So if I use Google's system to do it, I feel that I'm going to get a bump in all of my stuff because I use their product to make that. So that's at least my thoughts on it. We'll see how it all plays out. Don, you get your. I mean, we're all there, Don. 100%. As much as I love doing this and being here, like, okay, we go out, give me a few drinks, we have a great time together. But for the most part, I get nervous around people, especially the people that I look up to. While we may have, like I think our goal we set this year was like $350,000 for the business across all the platforms, and we're not hitting that. But when I know people that I have friends that have doubled that, tripled that, quadrupled that, 10 times that, and that's who I look up to, because how can I do what they're doing? And then I realize that, is that really what I want to do? Because I'm happy with where we're at as long as we stay consistent with it. Because the more sales that come in, what does that mean? That means more things need to happen. More things need to go out. I either need to bring on more people, so more staff, which creates more problems, or I need to find more people to do these things for me. So there's that fine line of what you need to make you happy and what you want. And to get what you want, you're going to have to give up some stuff. And I think we're looking at how can we expand without bringing on more payroll. And that's going to be the big thing that we're trying to do there with it. Let's see. Well, thanks, Don. I try to be awesome. T-Down says, I have the GoPro 9 and it has a screen. Oh, GoPro 9 has the screen on the front. Now, since the 9 does, that means the 9 I should be able to find cheaper. Look at that. Tim's just dropping nuggets right there. Rye says, yeah, I agree. I'm struggling making my daily videos for this month. See, Rye, we should have planned this in July, because you planned this in July. Look at all the content that could be filmed for those last 6 months. Like if we think 6 months, you need 30 pieces. That's an extra 5 pieces a month. And right there have been 30 days of content. So let's make a goal when we start in January, and then we can start putting stuff out there for it, because let's make that goal. So then we know next December, this is what we're going to do and how to do it. My only issue, a few I've tried are horrible with text. A lot are horrible with text. And that's just what it is. But what I've seen is, while they are horrible with text, it gives the placement of it, right? So maybe, it's over here in an arched thing like this. So then that's where it's up to us still as the designer to just go in, change it out, and fix it with there. So between, Midjourney and any of the AI, you're able to rock and roll with it. Don't know if I'm on your email list. Chuck, I believe you are. If not, we'll see it there. Where are your videos at, T-Town? Right on his YouTube. Click his button. Like if you go to T-Town, you see the little red thing right there. You go to him and you click like and subscribe. And there you go. That's what you got to do for it. Love your lives also, Rye. Yeah, Rye does awesome at it. And dude is a content machine. And even though he says his video quality suck, guess what? It's still better than mine because I'm not doing them. So, Don, right. Yeah, you're welcome. See, look at that. Thank you, Don. Let's see. Rye, hi. T-Town said, I do have my today video scheduled at 10:30 a.m. for the T-shirt page, and Tint will edit before tonight, so I'm not editing tonight once done. For once, I get it. I think there's more Gemini AI stuff coming out today. Yeah, I believe so. I thought I saw on it said on the 13th. So, everybody go check out the Google Gemini and watch the video on it, and the stuff was just mind blowing. Like, it was like, holy crap! It was there. I'm definitely shy. I'm just really good at pretending I'm not. You are not shy at all. Sarah made it in here. Sarah's getting ready for next Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. Sarah, you need to be ready to go Tuesday night. Content creation with Sarah and Todd in Canva. Ooh. I know you know what, Sarah? I'm going to task you with creating a thumbnail in Canva so we can say that it was there. Working through final push week. Hope everyone is holding through the final rush. Yeah, because I know, quite a few people whose looking at schedules, their last day is this Friday, and then they take these next 2 weeks off. They're closed for orders. They're getting everything out next week, and then they're completely closed that week between Christmas and New Year's. What's your schedule like? When are you closed? Are you taking any time off during the holidays? put that stuff down in the comments as well. And hi, Sarah, and hi, Barb, and hi, Barb, and you too, Sarah, and hi, Sarah, home stretch girl. You plan like you might be out of thread, though. I don't have that issue, but you do today. Midjourney is supposed to have text creation this month, and Midjourney is another one where it's all in the prompts. There's a ton of great information. I need to take a sip. And there's a ton of great information that's out there on Midjourney. One of the best ones I feel out there is Marshall's newsletter. I think it's like $9 a month, or nine. I don't. Yeah, I think it's $9 or $100 a year. But to get that, to see what he's doing with it, to get the prompts and things with it, like you can create a whole business from it. And I've got this project that's on the back burner here. Like I point like it's really right here, and I think I need to do that and create a video series on that, and creating a product with AI's help, doing everything with it, and seeing how it all goes out. So I think we could. That's definitely it. Thank you, Todd. Wondered if you saw my question. I think we got it. Did we get it? We must have got it. And Barb said, "Is there videos on using AI to create or fix designs? I had a picture of a graphic on a T-shirt for an ATV club that needs to be created for printing, as they don't have the original graphic." So they have a picture of a graphic from a T-shirt. So I just want to make sure that I'm hearing this correctly, Barb. So let's say they sent you a picture. Hey, we need this recreated. Is it something you're able to do? I was sure there's an AI product for it. And if somebody is available and they use something like that, let me know. But I know I have used Ignition Drawing in the past when a customer has sent me a picture, and it was of what the hell was it of? Oh, it was of their softball logo. Their softball logo. All the only logos that they had, the printer that was printing for them went out of business, but they only had like the JPEGs of stuff. And they were crappy JPEGs as it was. So they took a white jersey and they laid it out and they took a picture of it for me. And I sent that into Ignition, and Ignition redrew it for me. So that was who I would use, and they were able to do it. And it would be, that's who I would use. But if anybody has anything, no, I meant making videos. What did you do? Oh, if you plan that out, it might be, if you plan it out, making the video, what? Make the trend. Got it. Yes and no, because I think what you could do in that situation is, like, we know, right, in December, like let's go November to December, what are things that people are going to be working on? Christmas. So are you able to create Christmas designs, right? Am I able to sublimate stuff? I am able to do, make a shirt, make a hat, stocking. Like in your case, if you took a day and you did videos on stockings and picking out the right stocking for embroidery, showing the different how the different thread looks or how the different font looks and something like that. If you did that in July, you could show that in December and it would be fine, right? So what are things that are going to be relevant that time of year? And then you could still leave it open. So if a trendy thing pops up, okay, so this trendy thing popped up, cool. I'm going to go ahead and make a video on that. But you don't need to feel stressed of, I have to get this video out, because you have this backlog of videos ready to put in that. I know a good handful of YouTubers that's kind of how they have their system set up, is they always have like 4 to 6 weeks worth of content built up and ready to go. So they'll spend a couple days just filming, getting it all there, so that way they can drop stuff. And if they can take 2 weeks off, and not do anything and still come back to, now they have 4 weeks of content and then build it back up from there. So I think that's where it's at with it. I believe so. And Renee, I need to get you some paperwork shortly. I will work on it now. Well, no. You need to make me a thumbnail for Tuesday with Todd. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do, lady. Don't make me call you. Angela, when are your deadlines again for orders going out? When do you need it? That's going to be the big thing, is when do you need it? Because everything is still going to process 3 to 5 business days. Everything is still falling right in that. We're right at 5 days right now. I'm not going to lie and bullshit anybody and say everything is going great. We're still trying to catch up. I just looked in the queue and there's 45 orders that are in the queue, and they range from an order with 2 square feet to an order with 750 square feet. So there's a big influx of stuff in there. We're trying to get it out as quick as possible, and we're working on some solutions to make that happen. But it's just a time thing. There's only so much that we can print in so much amount of time. So we're working through it. But 3 to 5 business days. If you need something faster, while we're not doing rush service right now, I'm not offering anybody any rush service until I know everything is ready to go and we don't have that issue, but you can rush on the shipping. So pretty much I would say if you want something by Christmas, you need to order it by Friday and you need to select at least 2-day shipping, preferably overnight shipping. So that way you have it before then. And then, otherwise that 3 to 5 business days is where it's at with it. Sarah said, I have sent photos for teas over Ignition Drawing to recreate. That's who I use. So that would have been, got it. Yeah. And that's what I say, it may not be relevant, but it could be because it's no different. Like when we were in the marketing side of things in my younger days, we were planning out everything 3, 4, 5 months in advance. We knew what was coming out. We knew how we were going to change things up when it came in there. So it's that same thing is you might miss out on some of that trendy stuff, but you still have other stuff in your back pocket ready to go. So you could make that trendy video and put it in there. And Barb says, at the end of today, my shop closes until January 2nd, lining up work for the new year. Love that, Barb. Are you still going to join us daily? What's your plan? What are you going to do during that downtime, Barb? Barb said, thanks, Todd. I've used Ignition in the past. I forgot about them. Yeah, they're a great service. We've always had great luck with them. They do really, to me, they do really good work on it. And they offer a lot of different things with it. So we've always had great luck with it. No worries. As soon as you can send it out, as soon as you send, I'll send out. Ooh, what kind of code are they talking there? All right. Like I said, I've got stuff to do, and it is not getting done with me sitting here. I've made it through everybody's comments. I think we're good on it. We had a good discussion today. We'll be back Friday, Morning Mindset. Friday, Morning Mindset, 8:30 a.m. Next Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Morning Mindset, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And Tuesday, with Todd, with Sarah, Canva content creation for your business. It is going to be a show that you are not going to want to miss. I'm going to put Sarah on such a pedestal, she's going to throw up because that's what we're going to do. No, we're going to show Sarah some love. This is her first time doing it. And guess what? After this, we pop that cherry. She's going to be wanting to do it all the time. So it's going to be a magical time for her. And Barb said, my downtime will be doing fun crafts. Love that. I have family arriving next week. That is awesome. Good to hear. And make it great, people. Good to catch up. Thanks for the chat. You're very welcome. So everybody have an amazing day. Like I said, we'll be back here on Friday. Peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time.